Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's Business Spotlight. Today, our guest is Ronan McGrath from Quantity Surveyors. Ronan McGrath, Quantity Surveyors. Ronan, you're very welcome.
Thanks very much, Sam. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you here. So tell our listeners today who you are, what you do, and how long have you been doing it?
So Ronan McGrath is my name, and I run a company called McGrath Quantity Surveyors. We're an award-winning quantity surveying practice. We've been operating for the last 12 years, and we specialize in a lot of residential projects and a lot of commercial projects. And we've a lot of experience with projects all around the country, in Dublin and in London as well over the last couple of years.
Wow.
Various projects in the London area.
So you're in UK and Ireland.
Yeah, so that we've learned a lot from being over in the UK in the last couple of years, and we've found business quite good over the last few years.
Excellent. So tell us, business is not obviously a straight line. It's not a straight journey. So you've been in business quite a while now. So what are the ups and downs been like, and how have you handled all of that?
Yeah, look, hopefully I'm still here, so maybe I've handled it okay from that point of view. But I think the construction industry, being in the construction industry, you do have to go in and out with the tide. So that's one thing. But I think consistency has been our best friend. Consistency and our actual us taking a good look at ourselves with our operations. And over the last number of years, I think what we said was, with the construction industry going in and out with the tide, all we can do, and even things like Brexit coming along, all we can do is be the very, very best versions of ourselves that we can be, and to consistently improve. And that's where we really took a look at ourselves and said, right, forget everything else. What are the 2 and 3% in our own business that we can do, and the 2 and 3% that we can add to our own clients, and make the business better and make what we offer to our clients better. And that's where we become award-winning. We win awards based on operational excellence and the service we provide for the last 2 years. And we achieve the highest standards of international standards for business management, which is the ISO 9001. And we achieved that 3 years running with no recommendations, with no further recommendations for that, which is unheard of. So it's a real feather in our cap that we've managed to actually get that far. So I think that over the last 3 years has helped us, keep that bit of consistency in the business, and to keep from suffering too badly from when the tide goes in and out in the industry.
Yeah. So running a business on your own is a very lonely place at times, and for a lot of people who are thinking of going into business, how important is the development of your team, the growth of your business?
Well, businesses are people, especially a service business. It's people, okay? And to do that is you have to work on make a clear message of what it is you're selling, what it is you're doing for your clients, and communicate that with everybody, and make sure that the people in the company understand that, number one, and that they're on board for that as well. So that's two very, very important things. What do we do, and who do we do it for, and what are their needs? What are the reasons they come to us? Somebody would come to us because they know we provide an excellent service. They come to us because they know they can pick the phone up and communicate with us. They're getting a senior person on the phone. That's what they want. They want that clarity. We're the last wall between our clients and them losing money.
Yeah.
So to have that level of trust in us is so important, and our processes behind that is very important. I think that's, to give you an example, someone will come to us with a project, and we're the ones who have to say whether this project goes ahead or doesn't go ahead, even if that's not in our own best interest as a company. If we just say, well, look, this project doesn't stack up, the project has to die here now.
Wow, that's interesting. So there's a lot of trust required there in dealing with your
trust. Yeah, there's a huge amount of trust, and there's a huge amount of transparency needed, between you and between ourselves and the client, and that's something that we've really been working on the last couple of years.
So the growth of your business has been down to your team, and how important is developing a culture within your business in retaining your people?
I think retaining the culture is there's a certain amount of that it attracts you end up attracting a certain type of employee, and a certain type of person in the organization. You do that, okay? And how you do that is that's the culture that you create. So if you create a culture of, we're here to provide excellence. We want to be the best in class. We want to be award-winning QS practice. People are going to want that. There's certain people who don't want to commit to that level of dedication, and they won't fit in an organization like this. So when you set that up, and you're going around and everybody is looking to be the best in class, everyone's looking to be, look, how much we'll do a survey. What level of customer satisfaction have we got from our customers? We're getting 93, 94, 95% customer satisfaction. That's the culture we have. So when somebody comes into this organization new, they'll see that and they'll go, look, I either want a part of this, or oh my God, there's nowhere to hide. I'm gone. So after a while, once you've set that up and you've set up a situation where you're operating at a very high level, and you've got everybody operating at a high level and giving the best in class service to our clients, it becomes the norm. That becomes the floor.
Excellent. And tell me, what are those qualities that you would look for when you're hiring for your team? And how do you create that positive atmosphere for them by leading them?
Well, I think to answer the first part of that question is who do you look for? I think like a CV, a paper never refused ink on certain things, and I know a lot of people will get coached before an interview and everything like that. So a lot of these things are, I suppose, they're immaterial until you actually meet the person, show the person around. Look, ask them questions. Part of our procedures is we have an interview procedure for that, to ask certain questions. And again, they're direct questions. Look, have you done this? Can you do this? Can you do that? What are you interested in? And again, it's the ability that the person has, the experience the person has. What is the personality is number one. Are they going to fit in here into this organization? Can I get a bit of chat out of them? Are they going to, they might be the best QS in the world. Are they going to be able to sit in that organization, in that office, and are they going to be able to add to the atmosphere in the company? Are they going to be able to go in there and add something in, sit in the canteen, talk away, talk to our clients? Are they going to be able to do that? And I think I think that's down to actually meeting the person and being able to talk to people. And you don't always get it right. You do learn a lot, especially at the start. But I think it's you get to a point where you hire because you're trying to grow, and then you get to a point where you just go, okay, I'm actually just only going to hire the very best of what I need, and we'll grow at the speed with which we get the talent in the door, and which we're able to coach that talent.
So developing the relationship is important with your clients, obviously. And as you mentioned earlier there, somebody being able to actually contact and speak to a senior person is really important, because that's very infuriating for a lot of people when they say, oh yeah, he'll call you back, and they don't call you back. And that happens in so many situations. So tell me, what is the biggest learning that you as a person have got since you started as a business owner?
Write a book on that one, Tom. It's a lot. I think the main thing is that people are what make up organizations, and that a company is just a collection of processes and procedures and standards. That's been the main thing I've learned about all this. And when people are in an organization and there is these, people are part of that organization, so everything can't be coming from me. I'm certainly the leader of this organization, but everything can't come from me. The knowledge is there. The knowledge is there among the team. So we set aside time every week to meet every week, and part of that is to look about actions to improve, continuous improvement, and Kaizen actions in the team. So Kaizen is all about little good changes. It comes from Toyota. So Toyota in the 1980s made the best car in the world, and they've done nothing but improve every day since. And I think that's just the idea behind that is something that grasps me, and to actually give the staff the opportunity to say, look, what do you think? Do you see something that we can improve on? Do you see a process that we can improve? Do you see something we can do that can make this better? And we have to constantly be looking at that. And continuous improvement is exactly that. It is continuous. It will be on our weekly agenda forever. And I think that's just something that you have to do. You know, what's good enough today won't be good enough tomorrow.
Excellent. That's so important. Running meetings for the sake of meetings are no good unless there's a purpose behind it. And also saying, so guys, what can we do to improve things and get your team jazzed up about it, but they think it's really good. So Ronan, tell me, in your industry then, what do you think the future looks like in the next 5, 10 years? Do you see is AI going to play a part? Is technology going to play more of a part? Where do you see your business in the next 5 to 10 years?
In terms of our business and in terms of AI, I think AI we've only just seen the start of it, so it's hard to say where it will come in to the building industry. Again, construction is still about people. Okay, so I see AI and I see a lot of it, but somebody is still going to have to go and build something. So AI will certainly make improvements and make that easier for people. It'll certainly bridge the gap between labor shortages and certain things. I am seeing AI been involved with drawings and helping communicate more. But again, it's helping to communicate more. It's helping to keep more records for the people that are involved. It'll help train people a bit better. Those are all good things, and they'll all add again down to that thing of they'll all add 1% here and 1% there. That's a good thing, but on its own, it's not going to be able to affect very much. It's still the people are going to need to be in there. The people are going to be knowledgeable, going to be trained, they going to be passionate about what they're doing. So that's kind of the answer to the AI. In terms of the construction industry, again, look, there is a lot of challenges, and there is a lot of challenges of labor shortage. People are going to be retiring, and new people coming into the industry is going to be what's needed. That's a huge oversight on the industry. I think we'll see a lot more off-site construction. That's probably a trend we'll see in the next 5 to 10 years. There will be an awful lot more off-site construction. Modern methods of construction are certainly going to be coming on stream. And I think as far as the industry goes, I think we need to look at what we're building. We need to look at what we're building and how, because there's obviously a problem here. Doing what we're doing isn't going to be enough. From our company, when we get something and it isn't economically viable, we have to come up with ways of making that viable. And that's our job. We have to look at this, come up with a plan, come up with an economic model to say, look, these are the things we need to do to make this project work.
And can I just ask you, Ron, there as a matter of interest then, so carbon footprint, the green footprint, all this sort of stuff is becoming very, very topical now these days. That's something that you have to factor in, I suppose, to your decision-making process when you're advising your clients as whether this is feasible or not. Would I be right there?
Yes, that is that is, of course, look, if it's not financially feasible, it doesn't get off the ground.
That's one thing, yeah.
But obviously, when you're looking at something, you have to build within those boundaries. Those are boundaries you have to build within. So everything has to be to certain parallel levels as a minimum standard. And those minimum standards go up all the time.
Yeah.
So you have to keep within that, but also find a way to make a project economic, fit into planning regulations, fit into all sorts of technical guidance documents. They all have to be fit in, and that's a huge part of what we have to do when our customers come to us and say, look, we need to build this. How can it be done? Can you come up with a plan to make that happen? And it's something we're very passionate about, that we're able to make these things happen that would otherwise it'd be a blank field if somebody didn't come to us and come up with a plan.
Excellent. So feasibility studies, but also looking at the future is really important. Offsite building, I think that's something which I personally believe too is coming like a train. We just have to work out how to integrate that into the current system and get all the planning allowed and all that sort of thing. But I think it's a very interesting thing. So tell me,
right yet. Nobody's got it fully right yet. I will say that.
Yeah.
Modular. People are talking about modular buildings, and no one's got that right yet. So there is definitely space there. There is, a lot of modern methods of construction that I'm seeing at the moment, and I am quite liking them. And they all have, what we found in our experience is that they all have specific applications. So a city centre site, precast concrete will be good. Outside the city, low-rise buildings, you know, ICF would be good. You know, down the country, on multiple units, timber frame might be best. So we've seen
Yes.
different projects have different applications, and it's worked. And when we've sat down and run the numbers, it comes up with a different answer. So there isn't a one-size-fits-all answer on this. It is very site-specific, and it's all knowledge-based, experience-based. And you know, that's what we found when we've been looking at these you know, various projects.
Ronan, fantastic stuff so far. Last question to you. What advice would you give to an 18-year-old you?
An 18-year-old me, wow. That is to say I'm not satisfied with what 18-year-old me did. That's the question. That's maybe the suggestion there. To an 18-year-old me, to an 18-year-old me back in the early 2000s, what would I say to me is different to what I'd say to somebody now. I think an 18-year-old, you know, the best jobs that are available now didn't exist when I was leaving school. So Google, Facebook, all these things, those jobs weren't even a job when I left school. And I know a lot of kids that I know that are in their 20s, and now they're all studying robotics, and they're all studying things that wasn't a course when I was a young lad. So what I'd give to an 18-year-old me in today's world is that there's never been a better time to be alive. There's never been more opportunity to actually experience things and to travel and to learn. So I would definitely say, you know, go learn, but get experience. It's all about life experience. Go there and you know, gain this experience. Find something that you're passionate about. It has to be something that you're going to do. It has to be something you're passionate about. I've been involved in the building game since I was 15. It's something I'm passionate about. It's something I think about and talk about constantly. So this is easy for me. I get up out of the bed in the morning and I roll out of bed and I jump out. I really enjoy what I do. So you have to have that, something that's going to last 10, 15, 20 years. You're still going to be interested in this. And I would also say just yeah, work hard. Is there a shortcut around working hard? There absolutely is not. So get that out of your head straight away. There's no shortcut around that. But again, the only thing that I would say is a shortcut is if it's something you love and it's something you're passionate about, it won't feel like work. So
Ronan McGrath, Quantity Surveyors, thank you very much for taking part today. And very positive. Your passion is palpable for what you do. Thank you so much for taking part in this, Ronan. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Tom. Speak to you again soon. Thank you.